Hi guys, back again with another video. Now this video is going to be a real life review of the Mi 10T Pro 5G. So let's go ahead and do a real life review. I'll go through all the categories and then I'll talk about what I liked about it, what I did not like about it, what are the extra features, what are the things which are really good on this, which is different from other phones. We'll be talking about all of that. So I won't talk too much in the starting because there's a lot of category to go through. So let's start this video. Let's start with the device overview itself. So how does it look? So let's talk about the look and feel. So this is completely made of glass. Front and back is Gorilla Glass 5. The middle, the entire chassis, the frame is actually aluminum, so metal. Premium phone, everything is premium. Let's start with the display itself. So this has a 30 Hz to 144 Hz 7-step adaptive sync display. What that means is it can actually adapt to the thing that the phone is doing. So if the phone is playing a game, then it will go to the highest setting. If the phone if you're using it just to watch a movie or something, then it will go to a lower setting. If it sees that you're just maybe reading a book where you don't have to, where it's not moving at all, then it will go to a lower setting. So it can vary between all of that and you don't have to control. So that actually helps in saving a lot of battery life too. Now it has a 6.67 inch full HD plus IPS display. Now this is not AMOLED display, so the blacks are not going to be as crisp, as deeper as an AMOLED display. Now one more thing about the display, I used to like curved display. So this is a Samsung S7. It looks beautiful, but the purpose of that curve is nothing. So I can't really read anything on the curve, so that much of space is wasted. So nowadays you can see that most of the phones are going to flat display. The sides are curved, the back is curved, but the front is always flat. Now with this phone you get a feature called motion estimation, it's a tongue twister. Motion estimation, motion composition, MEMC technology. So what that does is, in case you have a video, or if you're playing a video which has low resolution, it automatically adds frame to it and then makes it a smoother video. So even if you're watching something old, some video which is old and which doesn't have enough frames in it, this will actually compensate for it and then add those frames, so the video looks very smooth. Now with this phone you have a new night mode in which you can actually change the color, temperature and the paper texture also. So it's not only a iOS 12 feature or something. It's I have other devices with iOS 12. That feature is not available on that, but it's available on this phone. So you can the phone will look like a book itself. The texture will change. So for some people this will be a better option in case you want to use it for reading. Now out of the box, this phone comes with Wide WAN L1 support. That means you can watch HD content on your streaming services like Netflix, Hotstar, Prime Videos and all of that. And this phone also supports HDR. So HDR content is also supported on this. So in case you have Netflix and Amazon Prime Videos, you can watch HDR, which is higher than a HD quality video. Now let's talk about connectivity. So we have 5G support and Wi-Fi 6 support on this. You have Bluetooth 5.1. Now we have NAVIC support on it. That's India's own satellite, so that is here. You have infrared blaster, so you can actually use it to control devices or IR devices. And then you have USB 2.0 OTG. So in case you want to use OTG support on this, you'll have faster data transfer. Now let's talk about the IP rating. Now this one does not have any IP rating by default, but it has a rubber seal around the SIM tray which helps keeping the water out. I have seen a few videos where people have done water tests. They have actually dunked it in buckets of water and stuff and nothing has happened to it. You can actually, in the video they've shown putting it under the tap and showering with it and all that, and nothing will happen. But I have not personally tested that. Now it does come with a P2i nano coating which makes it splash proof. So a little bit of sweat here and there, a little bit of light rain and stuff should not be an issue. Now let's talk about performance. So this is a performer. This has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 processor with 8 GB of LPDDR5 RAM. So the RAM's quality is good, the speed is good, and you have a 128 GB UFS 3.1 storage. So this is something that I've seen with most of the flagship phones, that they remove the micro SD card option because the micro SD card, if the micro SD card is slow, that SD card itself slows down your phone. Most of the time I've noticed this with clicking pictures or watching videos or watching high quality content like maybe 4K videos and stuff, if it is running from your internal storage, it works better without any issues. When it's running from your micro SD card, it runs slower, it hangs, some or other issues will come up. So that's why most of the flagship phones, you would see they are removing the micro SD card option itself, so that it does not hamper the performance of the phone. But ideally I would like a micro SD card so I can actually store more on it. But anyways, I transfer everything onto the computer, so I'm okay. But for people who don't have a computer, you might have to get a OTG something and then connect maybe a memory card or a hard drive and then transfer. So it does support hard drive transfer. You can just put a OTG adapter and connect a hard drive and then transfer data. Okay, so now let's talk about sound. So this has dual speaker, as I told you before. So the speakers are really good. You have 3D audio recording and playback. So when you're using this to record, it will use the top mic and the bottom mic together. So you can actually I have tried it. I've tried seeing the sound waves. So you go here, it'll take the sound from here, it'll go lower, and then it'll take from here, and then it'll go lower. So it gets a 3D sound. So when you're recording it in 3D, this one actually plays it in 3D also because of the stereo speaker. And if you're listening to it on an earphone, you can actually have true 3D sound. You can actually hear everything around you, left and right channel, properly. So both the channels are recorded nicely. So that's something which is kind of unique. It's not unique, there are other phones which does it, but it's not available on most of the devices. Now let's talk about the speaker. So I have other phones which have dual speakers, but this one comes very close to being almost the same. So this has a 1012 super linear speaker on top and 1216 super linear speaker at the bottom. So the difference is not too much. So the loudness on both of them is pretty good. So normally what happens is the top one, the earpiece one, is not as loud as the bottom one. The bottom one is bigger. Now in this, the loudness is actually very good on both of them. So speaker wise, this is actually a very nice phone. The dual speaker system works very well. Now let's talk about the camera, the main thing. So it's got a 108 megapixel main sensor which has optical image stabilization. Now if you're not using the 108 megapixel mode, you're just using your regular picture mode, it can take pictures at 25 megapixel by default. But it's using the same sensor though, same lens, same sensor. You have a 13 megapixel wide camera. The good thing about this is the corners are not curved. So I have a few wide angle cameras. Now the problem with wide angle is it actually has a slight fisheye view. So the sides get curved. So when you go to the side, it automatically, so if there's a straight line, it curves a little. With this, that curve is not there. So the quality of the camera, the 13 megapixel camera, is absolutely good. But all the cameras, if you're trying to use it in auto mode, if you don't have good lighting, you will not get that clear pictures. With good lighting, like outside light or maybe studio light and stuff, you'll get good pictures. But without good studio lighting or without good lighting, you will not get that clear picture. So the 108 megapixel and all, you can't really rely on it if the lighting is not good. Like if you are going for a Samsung or an iPhone and stuff, they do a better job in low light. But this one is, for the price, I think it does a very good job. Now having said that, it has a night mode and it can actually click wonderful pictures if you choose it through the night mode option. Now a lot of people will not be able to click good pictures with night mode because it actually keeps the phone, you have to keep the phone steady for a few, actually not even a few seconds, almost 1 second. So now our hand by default never stays steady. When you're holding it also, there will be a slight movement. So I've tried taking pictures in absolute darkness with a tripod on, and it took excellent pictures. When I was using my hand, a little bit of those minute shakes will actually blur the image a little bit. So try that, it's a pointer. In case you are not able to get good pictures in the night, try putting it on a tripod, use a remote or something, or maybe put a timer and then click. You will see a much better picture from the same camera. Now you have a 5 megapixel macro camera. Now I've been using 2 megapixel macro cameras on other phones. My problem with macro camera is that you have to be very close to the subject and the subject has to be still. So I tried making videos of ants and all running around and all different things, but I had a lot of problems with autofocus on 2 megapixel cameras, but the 5 megapixel that this one has is this one has is actually pretty good. You can use this to go close to any subject with good lighting. It takes excellent pictures, and the autofocus is much better than the 2 megapixel ones, even though it's not going to be that useful, because I generally just take the 108 megapixel picture and then zoom into it, so I get all that quality anyways. I don't need the macro camera. It's only certain times when you actually feel that you may need it, but I really did not have any need for the macro camera that much. But if in case you want, this is a better one than the previous 2 megapixel version. Now the front camera is a 20 megapixel 1080p full HD camera, so it can the camera quality is very nice. There are a lot of beauty modes and stuff. In this you can actually change the shape of your face, make your eyes big, make your lips small or big, or nose small or big, and all these things can be done. So the filters are excellent. I would be showing you how it works in the camera test video. So it is a camera phone. From the front or the back, wherever you want to take pictures, you have a lot of options. Now this phone supports 8K video recording, but that's only for 7 minutes. It's not going to be like a half an hour video recording, because when you go beyond 4K, like 4K, 8K and all, the phone actually heats up a lot because there's a lot of processing involved. So and then I did not really find that as a good option right now, because we don't, I mean, I don't personally, I don't have any 8K video editing software. So the maximum I can go is 4K. So even if I take a 8K video, I will be still editing it and making it into a 4K video and then giving it out. I did not really see much of a difference between the 8K and 4K one. At least I could not notice it. There might be in some scenarios you might see the difference, but right now I think it's good option, but I don't think a lot of people are going to use it. Now with 4K video recording, it supports 60 FPS. So that's actually great. Now most of the phones in this price range just supports 4K 30 FPS. This one supports 60. There's one more handy camera feature on this. You can actually use the front and back camera at the same time. So you can make a video where you are talking and then showing the place around. So you can have a big video of whatever you are showing, and a small video which you can move and put anywhere over there. So you will the audience would be able to see you and the surrounding also. So the dual camera feature I only had with my LGs and with my Samsungs. Now that feature is available on this phone too. Now this has a live blur video option where it will actually blur out the entire background, but that video only supports 720p. So you cannot go to 1080p, so you cannot get full HD. You can get 720p. So that's a good option. I did not use it that much because I wanted to show my background, but in case you don't want to show your background, you want to blur it out a little, you can use that. I will be showing that option in my camera test videos. Now there's one unique thing in this, which is clone pictures and clone videos. So I can actually clone myself. I can actually make videos where I'm talking to myself. There can be a full conversation going on. So those are excellent option. I am making a video. I have actually put a lot of pictures, clone pictures on my Instagram profile. You can click on my Instagram profile and see those pictures. So they actually come out so real that when I put one of the pictures on my WhatsApp status, even my friends started asking me if I have a twin brother or not. So who know me for so many years actually could not figure it out, because it was very, very good. So this is something which is unique. I don't have it on any of my other flagship phones. This is something that is unique with this phone. Now this has a special camera mode, which is long exposure mode, in which I can have moving crowd, neon trails, oil painting, light painting, starry sky and star trails. So a lot of different options, advanced options. So now these are not things that you cannot do on other phones, but you need to be very careful with it. You have to set up a tripod, you have to do all these things manually. Over here everything is done automatically. So all you have to do is choose the mode. So the modes are available like this right there at the bottom, and then you choose one of them, and then it will tell you what to do. Just click and then just leave it, and it will do the entire work. Now let's talk about charging and battery life. So this has a 5000 mAh battery, which easily works for the entire day. It charges from 0 to 100 in 1 hour with the 33 watt power brick. Now the 33 watt power brick is given in the box itself. You do not have to buy it separately like all the there are other MI devices which support fast charging, but the charger that you get with the box is a slower one. This one you get a 33 watts itself. Now with the 33 watts also, it does a split charging. So if you know battery technology, it's the battery itself is not one single battery. So there are layers, there are different batteries put together, and then it's been charged equally. Now over here it does split charging. So like imagine there are 4 cells in that battery. It will charge 2 cells separately and 2 cells separately. That's how it is able to charge the entire battery so fast. So this is something unique with this phone which the other MI phones don't have. Now let's talk about the software. So this comes with the MIUI 12. Now the new interface is actually pretty good. It looks a lot iPhone-ish because the notification tray and everything looks a lot like that. Much cleaner. You have an option of just disabling ads altogether. You don't have these small ads coming up every time. There still are, some of the time it creeps up from somewhere, but it's not as prominent as the previous versions. So I really like the MIUI. My personal favorite is the OnePlus UI. The Oxygen OS is my personal favorite. That's really smooth, but this comes close second. I used to like Samsung UI also, but now it kind of I mean, I don't like the Samsung UI anymore. It's kind of cartoonish now, but anyways, this comes quite close. Now software wise, even if you're coming from Samsung or OnePlus or any other ones, this will give you a almost stock kind of feel. So getting used to this phone is not going to be that difficult. Now let's talk about the device lock and security. Now this one has a fingerprint reader which is mounted on the right hand side over here. So it's a thumb one. So the button works very well. You have a touch and a press option, so you can set it up to respond when you touch it or set it up to respond when you press it. So both the options are there. This is a power button also. You have face unlock option here, but it's not a IR face unlock, it's your regular camera face unlock. You have pin and pattern unlocking, plus you have the Bluetooth device unlocking also. So I can actually use any, like even an earphone, so whenever the earphone is near, it will automatically unlock. Now let's talk about some extras. So this has a X-axis vibrating motor, which actually, instead of vibrating up and down, it actually vibrates sideways, which actually gives it a nice haptic feedback. So it's got a iPhone haptic engine-ish kind of a feedback. So it's similar to that. Now it has a 360-degree ambient light sensor, so it can actually detect your environment better and then go ahead and control the screen's brightness properly. Now it has a multifunction NFC, which I have personally not used, so I cannot comment on it, but it has an advanced one which I've actually not used, so I'll not be able to talk about it right now. It has a silver ion antibacterial case plus an antibacterial screen protector. So this doesn't come with a screen protector like a glass one. It comes with a plasticky kind of screen protector. One thing I noticed with this is every time I keep getting scratches on this. So right now I can't see any anymore. So I keep getting scratches. I keep sometimes a key fell on it or something happened to it, and there will be a little bubble which might come up or something will happen, and the next day I see it's gone. So I don't know whether this is, I don't think this is a self-repairing one, but I just wipe it with a cloth and stuff, and all the scratches go away, and it actually is very good. Now it's antibacterial, so it will not keep bacteria on it, but I don't think that's going to last for too long. But I generally just wipe it with a damp cloth and stuff, and it's good as new. So I think I've been using it for more than a month, and nothing, no problems, no nothing with the screen guard. I wanted to put a glass screen guard, but I was waiting for this to go bad, but it's not going bad. So good. I don't like the back cover though, the original one that you get with this, because that's again a transparent one. Now it's high time you get a little more like a rough and tough kind, which like this. I use this for my phone, where I'm more secure that this will fall and it will not break, and at least it has some protection. The ones that you get with the phone, I mean, it's not MI's problem. Most of the phone manufacturers don't give you a great cover with the phone. You always have to get a new one, but personally I like the screen guard on this. Okay, so that's basically it. That's all about the phone. Now let's talk about what's good, what's bad, what's good and what's not so good. So this has excellent camera, good battery life. The screen works under a gloves, so if you're wearing gloves, you can still control the screen. The iPhone 10 does not. You have dual speaker, which is good for your gaming. So I've used this for a lot of gaming, and I've used this for a lot of movie watching. So the screen is really good for that. Now what's not so good, the stereo speaker is not loud when you are call. So when you're taking a phone call, the other side is not giving you a stereo sound. It's a mono mic which is giving you the sound. So when it distributes that mono sound between the two speakers, the top and bottom, like if I'm riding and someone calls me, I stop, I take the phone out and I put it on speaker, I'm continuously doing this, the bottom speaker or the top speaker, and then in the middle you can't hear anything because there's so much of traffic. So with a mono speaker, you can actually focus the entire sound onto one speaker. So this problem is just for phone calls if you're trying to put it on loudspeaker, because of the output which is coming from there, a mono output. There's nothing much that you can do about it. Stereo speakers will struggle with that. Now, even though this is a glass body, it still does not have wireless charging. I have lots of wireless charging devices, wireless power banks and stuff, but I cannot use it on this. Now, the side fingerprint reader is not that comfortable. I personally like the back one or the on-screen one because both the hands will have the same finger. So like if the back one is there, I can use this finger on both the hands. If it's the screen one, I can use the thumb on both the hands. With this, I can only use this thumb for this. Now if I have to use the other hand, then it's either this finger or this finger, so I have to put them and then try to do it, which is not a great grip. So personally, even though I've been using it for so long, I still prefer the on-screen or the back one better. So now what I do is I actually use my Bluetooth device. So I have this MI's first version band. So I actually use this on a regular basis. So this is connected with most of my phones, and whenever I have this around, the phone unlocks. So I use the Bluetooth unlock more now. Now there is no SD card slot, so I cannot expand my memory. I cannot put a 256 or 512 GB memory card. But the other option to it is it's got faster OTG support. So you can get a OTG pen drive and then transfer all the data in case you don't have a computer or something to transfer the data to. Then you can use a OTG pen drive. Now, even though this is a 5G phone, only one SIM can be 5G. Two 5G SIMs will not work on this. One has to be a 4G, 3G, 2G, whatever, and one can be a 5G SIM. Now, I really don't think that's a big issue right now because we still don't have 5G in India. When 5G arrives also, I don't think we'll be having two 5G SIMs at the same time. Right now it's all 4G, so dual 4G is supported, but 5G only one SIM will work on this. Now the last thing I don't like is that it does not have an earphone jack. So that's not something which is just with MI now. This is with most of the flagship phones. They've removed it, so can't really talk much about it. Okay, so what are my final thoughts? So for the price, you're actually getting a lot. This is a flagship killer. If I look at the display, you get a 144 Hertz display. Even the flagship phones now have gone down to 120 Hertz. They keep it at 120. This one goes to 144 Hertz. So that's actually amazing. So it's got a good build quality, long lasting battery life. Powerful processor, and it's good for gaming, photography and reading. So any kind of person can use this. If you are a gamer, excellent gaming performance on this. I will be showing you that video separately later. If you want to use it for camera, there are lots of advanced camera options on this. I will be showing you that video also. And if you want to read, it's got advanced reading options where it'll give you paper texture, it has better blue light reduction and all of that. So excellent all-rounder flagship killer. The only thing which you will not like, I mean if you compare it with other phones, is the display itself. Most of the people would prefer the OLED display's crispness better than this one, but other than that, I really can't find any more complaints for this. So that's it for this video. If you like the video, please subscribe with the like button and do comment, and I'll see you again with another video. Bye bye.